If you change every part on a guitar except the neck, is it really the same guitar anymore? I think there's a name for that in the restoration world. This one here started life as a genuine Fender Tele, a modern player model to be exact. Let's have a closer look. Now the owner loves the neck, and it's a nice neck, smooth and slick, fits your hand like a leather glove. However, the OG body was very heavy, like 5 pounds heavy. He's always wanted a Thinline, so our first extensive mod on this was giving it a new body. Now this new body was handmade in Canada. It's a very high quality, but it did present some issues. This modern player neck was longer than your run-of-the-mill Tele neck, and it won't directly swap into a standard Tele body, so some mod to the bod had to go down. The new body was also not routed for the humbucker, the single coil, and the lipstick setup, but that was no problem. I have a CNC router here. I can custom cut a new pickguard, which I did here. I really love this shape I came up with. It combines a few old Tele shapes into one. It has a nice flow. I also added this bridge plate to accommodate the humbucker. The original bridge was a fixed style, so this worked fine. It went back to the owner and he used it for a while, but it still wasn't the Thinline of his dreams, but it was close. He still wasn't a fan of the stock tuners, and he's definitely not a humbucker guy at all, so I think this was the biggest issue, this humbucker. So last year I was offered a collab with the Geiger Guitar Company, and they sent me a set of these new tuners to install, make a video on, that kind of thing. I chose these locking models. I'm the one that does the string changes on this, so something stable for him, something easy for me. Believe me, he plays a lot. New strings every like 2 months is pretty much the norm. So I replaced the body, the bridge, the pickguard, and the tuners. Is it still a Fender Telecaster? Now I'm going to replace all 3 pickups, and we're bringing Billy Gibbons into the situation. It's definitely not a Fender any longer, right? I mean, it's truly Frankenstein together, but despite being ghetto guitar repair here, I did a damn fine job on it, I think. Anyway, all that's left once I swap out the pickups is the neck and the wiring harness, and the strap buttons, I suppose. Now I'm going to have to do some mods too. I could not find a bridge plate as wide as the one I used for the humbucker. I'm actually left with about a 3/16 inch gap on 3 of the sides, and that's going to leave visible screw holes where the old plate was and where it's carved for the humbucker. So I'm going to need to carve a new pickguard for the thing anyway, and I'm going to have to give it some length down the sides to kind of conform with this new bridge, and then cover the carving that's under there. So swapping out the pickups themselves should be easy, but what I'm thinking for the pickguard is coming down here, kind of giving a little swoop here. On this side I kind of want to go with the F-hole a little bit. Yeah, I think that'll look pretty good. So anyway, let's hack this thing up some more. What do you say? Alright, that's where the new bridge is going to sit. The string holes and the center mounting screw line up perfectly. Leaves me with the visible screw holes and the humbucker cavity, so I'll definitely have to extend the new pickguard down to cover that. I fortunately have my old design saved, so that shouldn't be a problem. This actually gives me a good opportunity to put top mount screws on the lipstick pickup. The original modern player had it mounted to the body, so you needed to pull the pickguard off to adjust the height. I just went with that setup when I swapped it over, so onto some maths to make this happen. I've got here my first draft of my new pickguard design. It's a lot of pickguard. Most of the old screw holes will line up, that's a plus. I was going to try to follow the F-hole, but it was just too many points. I think it would look better roughly following the body line. It's got nice flow. I got just a couple small tweaks to make to this design. I want to double check the new pickup sizes and a couple of the screw holes, so let's do it. I'm loaded up with my tortoiseshell blank. I'm going to carve this in 3 different bits on my CNC router here. The first cut is this flat edge bit. This one will do the holes, the neck pocket, the bridge pocket, the pickups. And after that, we'll do a 90-degree bit on all the screw holes that need to be beveled. The last bit will be a 30-degree bit that will give the outline a nice edge. If I measure twice and cut once, this should only take about a half hour. I've probably carved over 30 pickguards since I've gotten this machine, and I only messed up one last week. Yeah, my 2026 is off to a great start. So, proceeding. Well, here's my new pickguard. I nearly had a catastrophe on my last pass, but I was able to save it. I've come to the conclusion that my CNC router needs a tune-up, like desperately. Just a bit of sanding, and it's looking pretty nice. I'm going to replace these pickups like one at a time, so I don't confuse the wiring. I personally think this new setup will be way too hot for this hollow body guitar, but we'll see. Let me put this back together. We'll see how it sounds. So, proceeding. What's the difference between the mini toggle on that Billy Gibbons? Hey, how's the sound on the clean? Both good. Oh, man. Well, here it is reassembled. The new pickguard fits perfectly. I did have to chisel out a little bit of the body to accommodate Mr. Billy Gibbons here, but only about an 1/8 inch. Also had to reconfigure the wiring and the mini toggle to do the series parallel bit. Works a charm. I really thought that these pickups would be too hot for this, but it's warmer than tomato soup on a cold day. The resistance on the new pickups is nearly double what it was in the stock ones, but they're still super quiet. This guitar always had like a really thin sound, like a piezo and an acoustic, but that's gone. This middle pickup is actually meant for a bridge, but works fine here too. So all that's left of the original Telly is the neck and the wiring harness. Have I gone too far? Let me know down in the complaint section. I think the owner's going to love it. It's way less jangly than it was before, and it's fun to play as well. Anyway, I want to thank you for joining me wrenching on this guitar. Give me a thumbs up for filming it for you, and we'll talk again soon.